Try again. Time's against us, it's like 3:30, so I want to be down, filmed, and on my way back by 4:30. Something just bit me on the leg. Hopefully it's not a spider. Ah, there's a glandula down there. Where's the little one? There you go. I haven't got the macro lens and I just took that off. I wasn't really too happy about that. I reckon I can do better shots with just the normal lens and bracing the camera against the tripod, as I learnt to do in 2008. Trying to get those headshots for Ziggy. But as the sunlight comes down, you'll see that will start to change, and it will look like it does in the mornings, because the sunlight in the morning comes the other way, so it's all lit up in the morning. So come next year, I might do this journey again. The water, it'll be probably almost bone dry in there then, but I'm going to have to try and do it really early, like very early May, and that's a bit dangerous because there could still be snakes about. So you know, it's 2 of one, half a dozen of the other. You know, you come too late, you miss the plants at their prime. These do come up really early. I mean, I've never seen these ones flower. They're just too early. As I said, it's more like they're reminiscent of a WA species. One that comes up early, ones that flower prolifically after a bushfire, all WA characteristics. So, as I always say, or like to suggest, is PRAEFOLIA is probably a remnant species of the bulbosa, Rosulata bulbosa group from WA, and Whittigeri is probably a remnant species of the stolonifera complex, which would explain why on Kangaroo Island it's doing so much speciation over there, whereas PRAEFOLIA seems to be almost static, and they're very conserved. Whereas if you go anywhere on Kangaroo Island, you see a slightly different variation of Whittigeri. You know, you go 10 k's down the road, slightly different form. And there is interesting ones around the Kelly Hill Caves area. There was a really strange, almost rotundifolia like looking one that was found on the crater edge of Flinders Chase National Park, and that's been a bushland that's been put aside since the early 1900s, so it's quite virgin bushland there. And I can get across without treading on any sundews. There we go. Now see how fast that's flowing now. If I came back in like in early May, that would almost be barely a trickle, just damp patches, almost dried out. Here we go. We're now on to the promised land. And I can't see any PRAEFOLIAs as yet, but there's plenty of, I think these are auriculatas, yeah, smooth, glabrous. You may have actually got a bonus today because the sunlight's on this side. You've probably got the sunlight coming through them. So. Anyway, here's one. See, there's a PRAEFOLIA. It's starting to almost go into dormancy there. It's starting to redden up again. As I said before, they start off in a lovely red coloration, and they sort of pale out and go green, and they start to colour up again before they go into dormancy. That's different compared to Drossa Whittigeri, and you might want to try and compare those sort of observations with members of the stolonifera complex. A few in there that you can see they're starting to. Now that one's, I'll be dormant within 2 weeks, totally dormant and gone. So. Yeah, you can see they're starting to go now. But lucky the jelly mould isn't as bad as it usually is when they come down like middle of the year sort of thing. You can see the seeping of the water. You can see that sun flare or flash of the water on the soil there. Yeah, if you can see the slope. Oh, see, it's like 40 degrees but at an angle that way as well. Like, you know, what do they call it in mathematics? Something cone, like a slant off to the side. Yeah, it makes it even more dangerous. So I think I may just try and get up here and without slipping, and then I think I'm going to have to call it a day actually, because it's still too dangerous to go with Crocs on. But as I said, I need the comfort because I just wouldn't be able to do it without. Okay, See, up there where that tree is, up there, round the base of that tree up there is all the clinker, and you can see the slope there. That's almost 45 degrees there. Without boots, there's no way really. You have to have crampons, I reckon, to get up there. I did it once. It was a nightmare. I don't really want to do it again. I just can't do it in Crocs. It's just insane. But anyway, at least I got you there. I might just take you over to this bit here because oh, if I can hang on to some vegetation. There's a bit of what do you call dodder here. You can see the water there on the ground. You can see they're starting to really stand out now. These red. Whoa! See, told you. Oh, I've got a wet bum there. Whoa! I'm sliding. Oh, I've got no traction at all. Oh, I can't even get up properly. I might break a leg if I don't do it properly. Whoa! But oh, I'm just going to have to get dirty knees, I reckon. So here you go. See how small they are compared to my hand? Yeah, look like a very small. Could be due to the fact there's so much zinc in the soil. But you can see the regolith coming through there. If I stamp on that, if I could stamp on that without killing myself. But yeah, I don't know if I can I'm going to have to crawl over there, I reckon. There's no way I'm going to get over there standing up. And I'm sliding on my knees till I get to... Oh, there's an orchid there. Look at that, there's a little sun orchid there. It's going to open up in a few days' time. But yeah, I'm just getting too old for this. I'm nearly 50, you know that, don't you? I'm 47, rapidly heading towards 48. I mean, here we go. There you go. More shots of the promised land. Hope I haven't damaged the camera. Whoa! As I said, I'm risking my life for you. As I said, you can see the sunlight coming through there. Oh God, I've got to go down this way. Apparently, there's supposed to be some banana around here somewhere. It's actually listed in the register, but some chaps told me it's actually outside the park. Some chaps told me it's in, so until I find it, I don't know what the truth is. But maybe that's a trip for another year. But don't you just love the scenery? If it wasn't so bloody deadly, you'd spend more time here. I'm tempted to take my shorts off and show you the wet patch on the back while I slipped over. That's the sort of chap I am. Yeah, nothing weird, nothing sus, but you know, just to show that yeah, it wasn't a setup or anything. I really did slip there, but I think we'll try and come back early May next year. Maybe with Robert Gibson, I don't know. But I think Robert should actually come middle of the year, say, as we cross over from June into July. I think he should stay for 2 months. End of June, right through July, maybe early August. So we can look at the basal rosettes of Puckerii and this new one that we found in the back of Carver Forest, which probably is related to others, because I don't know if I've told you this, but Chris Kopecky of the ACPS used to bring in these really colourful, I think he called them auriculatas, and yeah, they were really colourful, and I think they called it the Wimmera form. I've seen similar things at Mackenzie Falls, but they weren't as colourful. So between our one, Mackenzie Falls, and his so-called Wimmera one, I think he called it, yeah, there's a lot of new stuff to be, sorry about it, almost fell over, to be discovered. So I think we're going to have to call it a quits here, and I'm going to have make a dash back to the car. I think I need a drink too. Yeah, it's very hard carrying a bottle. It just weighs you down. It's not a done thing. You should carry a supply of some sort of thing with you, but you know, I had to be quick, I had to be light, I had to be agile to an extent, and watch out for all this jelly mold. But yeah, there's a lot of new stuff to be discovered. There's that Whittigrai, a barren sort of form we found near the old coal mine at Anglesey back in 2003. That almost seems like it's got ribbon tentacles on it. Of course, until Prolifera, and now with the Honda photograph of Joshua Intermediate showing snap pads, if you want to call them that, on the ends of these tentacles. I don't know if you call them ribbon tentacles, they're just on the end of tentacles. It now begs the question, we've got to go back and look at everything again and look for snap balls, snap pads and everything else on and off ribbon and non-ribbon tentacles, I suppose, and see if there's any new trends along those lines as well, I suppose. But yeah, so there's a lot of new exciting stuff. I mean, just finding them on intermedia, that's a common American, somewhat European, I don't know. I always think of it as an American species, but maybe it has taken up residence in parts of Britain and Europe, I don't know. I'd have to check my facts on that. It's been such a long time since I did the basics. When I was, basically 8 years, just 8 and a few months old, I started doing all my basic library research and taking out books and all that thing. That goes all the way back then, so, I'd have to take a remedial refresher course on all the basics there, I think. I mean, that's what I would do anyway, depending on the import of everything over the next months to years, I suppose. But anyway, I think I'll call it a day here. I think we've got some nice long clips here, looking at all this lovely vegetation, and I did make the effort to get here at this time of the year, and as I said, I just caught them just before they're colouring back up again before they go back into dormancy, whereas Witty Rye just sort of greys out and goes black, whereas these colour up before they go into dormancy. Another difference. So this tends to suggest it's probably on a different arc, Rosulasa bulbosa arc, whereas Witty Rye I think is more related to, because of the grooves on the petiole. You can see some members of the Stolonifera complex have those similar type groovings, and the fact that the Stolonifera complex is so speciated and the ones on Kangaroo Island are tending to go that way, I think I need to turn the camera off and just go.